ascending to the top of the turnbuckles. Velveteen Dream looking, diving body roll through one, three hooks away. Tyler Breeze able to power out just in the nick of time. Single leg takedown. Look at this transition in the environment carried by Velveteen Dream.
Nice setup.
Incomplete though. Breeze lands on his feet.
Been hitting the supermodel kick, either pulls.
Dream! Looking for the Dream DT. Instead, kick to the face.
So NXT TakeOver 25 out from, I believe, Bridgeport, Connecticut took place last night. Listen, I watched, I enjoyed, I had a good time. It was good wrestling. It was good storytelling. If you heard the beginning of this podcast, that was my match of the night. I have to say, I'm going to be honest, I enjoyed Tyler Breeze, and I think I've grown a more affinity for Tyler Breeze because his personality with Xavier Woods on Up Up Down Down. I've sat there and watched them do Battle of the Brands. And it's like 20-25 minutes of them going back and forth. Like, it's a real friendship there. And it's cool to watch. And he seems like such a cool guy. Just as cool as Xavier Woods. And I think that helps these superstars connect more to their audience. And for the person who was on Instagram telling me that this is geared toward kids, let me explain something to you. And it kind of makes more sense now that Cody Rhodes, when he was going to blow up the chair and symbolizing the destruction of the Attitude Era and Triple H's chair, it makes sense now that he would go after the best, because right now the best is NXT. I do like glance at NXT UK, but I'm not really into that UK style of wrestling, more methodical, slow, a lot of mat work. I like this fast-paced stuff. Somebody might complain like they're not selling. They're telling a story, and let's remember that this is a performance level. Yes, it's NXT, and it's their own brand, but these folks are learning the business, and they're learning the business, and it's better than the actual main roster. And somebody also just made a comment that they could be as good as they fucking want, but when they go up to the main roster, they become jobbers and they fucking disappear. And it's so sad that I am so scared that Velveteen Dream will be destroyed. That, I don't know, the Undisputed Era will be destroyed. The fucking Street Profits will be called the crack dealers. Io Shirai is going to join the Kabuki Warriors, and they're going to be called the Kabuki fucking Geisha Girls. Don't send them up there till Vince either goes on to glory or something happens. I'm sorry. With that being said, this podcast, Welcome to Wrestling in Color, is the podcast from a black woman's perspective. I'm watching the wrestling. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it and what I see. That's what this is about, folks. It's not your normal, he did a hurricane run. No, I'm going to give you what I honestly feel about watching wrestling coming from my perspective, and a perspective that a lot of people don't hear and don't see. You don't see it. And I want to give a shout out. Hold on, because I think I got her name. I want to give a shout out to NXT's ring announcer, Alicia Taylor. Ma'am, your afro was glorious. Your ring announcing was superb. Coming to the stage, she did it beautifully, and that afro was giving me everything I need. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Let other people see something different. Whether it's JoJo over on SmackDown with her big hair, or this afro, there could literally be a black girl in the audience, 7, 8, 17, 28 years old, saying, I could do that and I could wear my own hair doing it. Let's get into this NXT TakeOver 25 recap. I completely forgot to do prediction show, so that's my fault. But who cares? I was having a good time anyway. So this is NXT. Remember when I said AEW was going after the best? The best is NXT. I see why he went after Triple H. Triple H. This is fuck Raw and SmackDown. That's gonna be terrible. This is where we at right now. if this is Triple H's response to AEW, let me tell you something. Right now, in this particular moment in time, this is the best time to be a wrestling fan, because these two promotions specifically, amongst others, don't get me wrong, they are jockeying for a particular type of wrestling fan that enjoys the storyline, enjoys the logicness of it all, enjoys the continuity, enjoys getting the whole package instead of just motherfuckers running around going nuts like John Moxley said. And we're gonna also stop. Let me write that down so I don't forget. We're gonna hit that one more time, because I was listening to John Moxley over on a different Wade Keller's podcast. He was a little bit more reserved on that one, and I think Jericho got the overall on the Wade Keller podcast. It was a lot of but I get it. I was listening to it, and it's cool for the most part. He just repeats basically the same thing, kind of a little more in depth. I want to revisit that because I was listening to Booker T. Y'all know I follow his reality of wrestling promotion, and I enjoy Booker T. But there's something about Booker T that irritates me, and we're going to stop and talk about that after we get through this recap real quick. So, well, not real quick, but we're going to get through the recap. So let's get into it. So yesterday was NXT's 25 out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's their signature show. That's NXT's equivalent of WrestleMania. Actually, this is my WrestleMania at this particular point, because let's be honest, I mean, this is just what it is. 2 hours of non-fucking stop action. It wasn't beside the regular pay-per-view. Usually a pay-per-view's on Saturday and on Sunday, and then the NXT's on Saturday. But we know that the Super Showdown or some bullshit is supposed to take place on the 7th of this week. So out there in Saudi Arabia, I don't know about that, but I will do a prediction card on that. I'm gonna watch it because that's just who I am, I guess. So let's get into it. So the first match of the night was Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong. When I tell you, it was just non-stop. Bam, 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 bam. Matt Riddle, at first, when I saw him, bro, as of late, these last couple matches, he's really he's giving it. I mean, the way he wrestles, it looks like the shit's painful. He looks like you don't really see him slapping his leg like everybody does. When they do a kick, they slap their leg, and you kind of see it, which kind of takes away from it. But he's really just so good. This match was so good, and it was just, rain triggers and flash knees and moonsaults and all kinds of suplexes and all. Listen, Matt Riddle was controlling it. Roderick Strong was hanging on every move. The match that won was a cradle tombstone, is it called? Well, look, I thought he was on tombstone, but then he jumped and laid on him, so it's a cradle. I think that's what it's called. Got the 1, 2, 3 clean. It was beautiful. It was great. Matt Riddle won. Roderick Strong looked super strong. Like, he didn't look like he went in and got his ass whipped and fuck it. No. They made Roderick Strong still look like a beast. This was a great match. I gave it 5 stars. If you follow me on Twitter, I do tweet about the pay-per-views with y'all. 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. That's what I like. That was some good matching. It was awesome. That was set the tone. It set the tone, and then the ladder match was like, here, hold my beer. The ladder match came. It was the Streets Profits versus Undisputed Era versus Oni O'Lorcan and Danny Burch versus the Forgotten Sons. I'm not really sure about the Forgotten Sons, but you're going to know what I'm talking about when I describe the match. Brutal. Fucking, the what's his name? The Undisputed Era dude. One of is it Kyle O'Reilly? Because I think Bobby Fish was in there, which is the older looking one. Kyle O'Reilly's back was destroyed. They threw him on the fucking ladder. kind of like how during the ladder match on Money in the Bank when they threw Finn Balor on the ladder sideways, and we ain't seen him since. But he'll be at the Super Showdown as the Demon going against Andrade. Anyway, which is the match I'm prepared to cheer for. So they threw him Kyle O'Reilly sideways, and his back was tore up, his chest was tore up, he was bleeding, it was terrible. Fucking Street Profits, fabulous. I enjoy the Street Profits. I love to see some melanin. Let these motherfuckers win something. Cause I would have been fine if the Undisputed Era won too. Cause I like the Undisputed Era. But the Street Profits won this. They deserved it. It was cool. At the end, towards the middle, the Forgotten Sons, it was this muscle bound Jack motherfucker came out of the back. I don't even know his Riker, is that his name? I don't know. Listen, Riker came out. This motherfucker is built. His thighs in them pants were fabulous. I am still a woman, y'all. You know. Listen, he looked fabulous, and he was in that ring like a beast. Motherfucking, y'all need to show what's his name, Lars Sullivan. That's how you beast on TV. He came out, motherfuckers looking like, what the hell? He in the ring, they had to hit him with ladders, dive on his head, slam him down. He kept coming. Finally, they threw the whole Forgotten Sons on top of the man, and he finally crawled off somewhere into the abyss. I was like, this motherfucker is Jack. Look at him. And then Kyle O'Reilly and Fish kept coming back and getting in the match and climbing up. Like I told you, I'm not all into the stuff, you know, like the uppercuts and all that. They was doing their jobs. It was some brutal shit. There was a spot where I believe somebody threw one of the Street Profits into the ladder. He bounced off, and then one of the Undisputed got thrown in the ladder, and they was hitting each other with ladders, and it was just every time the Forgotten Sons kept trying to climb the ladder, folks, the audience wasn't for it. They was like, come on, we not for it. Boo, move, I don't want to hear it. There was a point where the Forgotten Sons was climbing the ladder. Fish and O'Reilly had just got brutalized. All of a sudden, motherfucking the Street Profits, the dude climbed up the side, got the one dude down, speared him. Then the other guy's trying to climb up. The skinny black dude from the Street Profits jumped a la Seth Rollins onto the ladder, slapped him down. The other guy fell, and he was falling, and his hands was flailing like, I gotta reach it, he fell back, and the Street Profit pulled the belts down, eyeballs bulging, crowd goes crazy. They put their bodies on the line. They put their bodies on the line. That's tag team wrestling. If you're in a tag team enthusiastic type of person, and you or AEW said they're going to give you tag team wrestling, well, NXT answered AEW and gave you tag fucking team wrestling. Not only that, in a ladder match that was fucking brutal, non-stop action. That was the Hold My Beer match. Okay? Oh, we doing a good match? The ladder match, Hold My Beer. Blew the motherfucker out the water. 5-star match. Loved it. They made the Forgotten Sons, made their presence known. Lorcan and Danny Burch, they made their presence known. The Undisputed Era is the Undisputed Era. Like, please. I don't want to see none of these people on the main roster because they're going to be devastated. The Street Profits deserve. That's it. I think the MVP, and I'm going to say it, was that muscle bound motherfucker that came out named, was it Riker? Listen, I think Lars, fucking even the beast that is Brock Lesnar, they might want to come and see what the fuck this dude is doing, because he was jacked and cut and weird and would not stop and kept coming like the Terminator. Awesome. Let's move on to the next match. My match of the night Cause y'all know I love some Velveteen Dream. Dreame. That's what you heard at the beginning of this podcast. And I hope it's not a problem that I use that little clip. Tyler Breeze versus Velveteen Dream. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. They did the little back and forth. Velveteen came out. Tyler Breeze came out. I'm gorgeous. I'm sexy to his music. He's doing his thing. Everybody's like, he is gorgeous. Prince Pretty. Yes. Then came Velveteen, giving you a throwback to the what's his name? Hunter Hearst Helmsley days, when he used to eat with his pinky up before he turned into Triple H the Game. Giving you some Prince, giving you ruffles and lace gloves and chandelier earrings. He had his little bouffant had some extra length. When they put like maybe 2 or 3 tracks to the back, bitch. Like, come on. He is giving you flamboyancy. No, he's not gay. He still gets the bitches. Just like Prince. The purple rainmaker. The purple one. That is Velveteen Dream. Please, somebody protect him. Please protect Velveteen. Oh my God. Match was perfect. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I laughed. I just did all of what I could do. It was some supermodel kicks. It was a unprettier. They was popping out of, that's the one thing I don't really care for. If you're doing these mega moves, then folks need to not be, lifting their shoulders up as if you ain't feel the fucking kick to your chin. Valley Stream drivers and all that's supposed to really devastate. But it was a purple rainmaker to get the win, and Tyler Breeze was doing all kinds of combinations and stuff, and the referee got distracted a little bit, and it was perfect. For the most part, I would say it was a little bit sloppy. It was just a little bit sloppy. I don't care. Just a little bit. Velveteen rolled out the ring, and there was a selfie that took place. I give it 4 stars. I loved it. This was my match of the night, even 4 stars. Yes, the other 2 set the bar. This was in the middle. It was perfect in the middle. It slowed us down a little bit. Let everybody relax from the ladder match and the blockbuster before that. It was a perfect match. This was a perfect match. I hope the fucking Vince McMahon's stupid ass and his wacky writers push Tyler Breeze. We love Tyler Breeze. It was Tyler Breeze, Velveteen Dream. He's gorgeous. Velveteen's beautiful. Like that, the crowd is the crowd that you want to get you motivated to do the things you need to do. I had a really good time watching this. They took a selfie at the end. The right guy went over. And honestly, I don't want this feud to end. Y'all could do it again. Do it again. I love it. Velveteen Dream won. It was good. Good match. The women's championship came right behind it. Listen, this was nonstop, y'all. It was nonstop. I think it was like a commercial break here and there, like maybe real small commercial break. Gave you enough time to go pee or get you a drink. Come on back. The women's championship picked up with Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai. I would like Io Shirai to win. It was good. Io Shirai was strong. Unfortunately, she lost to a submission. One part I didn't like about this is, at a point, Shayna Baszler's henchman, Jessamine Duke and the other girl comes out. And prior to the match, I think it was on NXT, the other show, where the one girl came out and said she was going to be in Io Shirai's corner. Candice LeRae was going to be in Io Shirai's corner. So when Shayna Baszler's henchman came out, Candice LeRae came out and beat the fuck out of them with a cane, right? A cane stick or whatever they call it. She tanned the fuck out of them. Mind you, after that, a whole series of these brutal spots just took place with Io Shirai getting Shayna Baszler on the mat. All she had to do was pin her. Do one of those, flips of the sky, a half moon, somersault, or what the fuck she does, land on her and pin her. But instead, she stood there and watched Candice LeRae beat the henchman of Shayna Baszler for like 2 minutes. It wasn't necessary for her to watch this woman beat these two with a kendo stick. It wasn't necessary. I just didn't like that. And because of that, Baszler was able to relax and bounce back and put her in a a Carefula clutch and choke the fuck out of her, and she tapped out. Right then, when all of that was going on, you could have won the match. But she put up a good fight, so I'm not really mad about that. After the fight, Io Shirai got mad and she went, got another cane and beat the fuck out of Shayna Baszler again. And she was whipping her damn back up, tore her back up. Then Candice LeRae came and she told Candice LeRae to get a chair. She passed her the chair. Io Shirai put the chair on her stomach, did a somersault moonsault off the damn the ring, landed smack dab across Shayna Baszler's entire chest, looked at her like she was a piece of shit, told her she ain't done with her, and left. Let me say this before we go on to the next to the main event. This was a decent match. I give it about 4 stars. Before I give it about 3.5 stars, only because I didn't like that pause. That was unnecessary. Let me tell you something real quick, and this is for all those you gotta speak English. Io Shirai was speaking English in some of her promos, but for the most fucking part, she don't have to say nothing. The bitch went out there and showed you that she's fucking mad, that you broke up Kairi Sane's arm, and then you was trying to break her shit up here. She was mad. There was no need for the conversation. Shayna Baszler speaks English fine, and she barely says any fucking thing. And you know this bitch is a hell on wheels. I think she's probably one of the best fucking heels in the NXT. Who else does Shayna Baszler have to fight? Anybody want to tell me? Who else? So Io Shirai will be getting this belt. I think Shayna Baszler is going to the main roster, and you know what? When she goes to the main roster, whether it's on Raw or SmackDown, Shayna Baszler is going to be a fucking juggernaut because there's no heels up there that is on this level of I just don't give a fuck. I'm coming in here, I'm kicking your fucking ass, I'm throwing up my spades, and I'm leaving. I got these 2 bitches behind me. I don't mind if Shayna Baszler goes up. There's really nothing else for her to do in NXT. She's ready. She's perfect. I'm ready for her. And I know she won't get buried. She's literally, y'all call her the Baron Corbin. I don't see, but listen, the bitch is ready to do damage on either Raw or SmackDown no matter where she goes. You can wild card her. She will run through all those bitches, even Becky. Can't wait to see it. I give it 3 stars, 3.5 stars, simply because of that standing there and watching that shit happen. You could have won, but it's okay. Great match. I wanted to point out, Io Shirai don't need to speak English when she comes to the main roster. It's not fucking necessary. Her English is fine. She got to the point. I'm here to win. I'm going to whoop her ass. That's all you got to say. You don't got to say nothing else. I don't need you to be doing monologues like fucking, y'all had, what's her name? Old girl who just left. Y'all had her doing monologues and she got some type of speech issue. And she's talking, she sounded like Shakespeare on Monday Night Raw, and it was unnecessary. Let the bitch go in and wreak havoc and leave. And that's it. I don't know what this was all this about. Oh, you gotta speak English to talk. And I also want to point out, I watched Andrade Cien Almas promo from last week on SmackDown. His English has gotten very good. It has gotten better. I still think leave the English to old girl, his manager, and let him speak Spanish. He sounds the Spanish fits him. Let him say what he's going to say, whatever he's going to say in his Spanish language, and keep it pushing. But I'm not the writer. I agree. I say the same thing for the Japanese speakers. Put some fucking subtitles on the screen if you're that concerned. If your audience don't know how to read, then they don't need to be watching TV, okay? And I was talking about Ronda Rousey and them long, stupid-ass monologues that they had her doing for a majority of Monday Night Raw until they finally figured out that the bitch needed to be healed and don't say nothing, start kicking bitches in the stomach. Let's go into the NXT Championship, shall we? Put the pizza in there for 5 seconds, and it looks like a fucking science project. Anyway, NXT Championship, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. I'm gonna be completely honest about this. Yes, this was a fantastic ass match. It was super duper 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 good. But I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Only because at one point it started dragging when all of y'all was just like, you know, popping up from these pinfalls and these devastating kicks and shit. But it was a good match. And the part where that was the highlight, I guess, Gargano comes out dressed like Captain Marvel. And he jumps out the ring and hits the ref and knocks him out because Cole was gonna fuck it and I guess throw the match and beat him with a chair. Cole was able to get the announcer. Wait a minute, let me see. Okay, he jumped out the ring and knocked the ref down. He knocked the ref down, and I'm trying to remember. I think Adam tried to hit Gargano with the chair shot, but Gargano hit him with a super kick and rolled him back in the ring and tried to pin Cole. Okay, but the referee was still fucked up outside. So when Gargano ran back out to get the referee, Adam Cole was doing, like, you know, calling people, and that somehow distracted Gargano, so he took the chair and was getting ready for whoever was gonna come, but no one came. And so that when he came back in the ring, he got hit with a pile driver from Adam Cole. And then it was more kicking to the face. And at one point, I think they was calling it a sunset flip. But it looked like a Canadian destroyer to me. I could be wrong. I mean, a Panama sunrise, I think it was called. It looked like a Canadian destroyer. And he was fucking dropping Gargano on his head like 6 of those. He did it on the mat, too. He did it on the floor. He gave him a sunset, a Panama sunrise, and kicked him in the face, and it was really good. And finally, after that combination, your new champ is Adam Cole, baby. I just love to do that. Bang, 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 and then he says, boom. I just love doing it. I'm sorry, y'all. I think Adam Cole, please don't send him up because I just know he's tiny. Some of y'all are like so focused on the size of these wrestlers. This is not 1986. You don't gotta be jacked to do shit. These motherfuckers are fabulous just the way they are. Great match. I gave it 4 only because it did drag a little bit when they was just popping up. But it was a good match. Overall, NXT, listen, if this was going to be the answer to AEW got to come strong. If y'all gonna go back and forth, NXT and AEW, y'all gonna have to put your foot in it. You understand? I'm watching. I love it all. So tomorrow's Monday Night Raw. It's the go home show, I guess, for what the fuck is that? Super Showdown, I'm assuming. Whatever. I guess I could do a quick prediction on Super Showdown too, right? Yeah, while we're here, why not? Before we go into the Super Showdown, we got the NXT out the way. We're going into part 2, right? Okay, I brought up John Moxley was talking to the other Wade Keller podcast. Now, I was listening to Booker T, and he was talking about how he felt of Cody Rhodes when he blew up Triple H's chair to signify the ending of the Attitude Era after he beat his brother Dusty. Now, Booker T and a lot of these old cats really toe the line because they're still WWE workers. He even wears his WWE Hall of Fame rings. So on the Hall of Fame podcast with Brad Gilmore, he was giving his reasons of why he liked it, and the shit annoyed me. So I'm just playing a little clip of what annoyed me.
That's right. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a cutting of the cord, saying, "Hey man, I'm doing my own thing now. I'm leaving you behind. This is it." Maybe that was it. Maybe it was the final, mark to say, "Hey, I'm done with that, and we're off to something totally new." And as we saw, it was something totally new. It was something totally, I wouldn't say different, but it was something that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think that's what it was all about, more than anything. And sometimes you got to do stuff like that to feel like you're free. Would I have done it? Perhaps not, because I don't want anybody, watching my show thinking about anybody else.
Okay, so I responded under this, and I've gone back and forth with Reality of Wrestling, whoever runs that page on YouTube, before, because Booker T, listen, you toe the fence too much. If you're not going to give an objective response to this shit because of who you work for, then don't talk about it. It's annoying. I say it's clearly a symbol. Like, it's obvious that the chair was a symbol, okay, of the Attitude Era. It's clearly a symbol of him destroying the Attitude Era. Let's remember the theme of the main event was Cody versus Dustin, a relic of the Attitude Era. So yes, that's why he did it, and it was awesome. That's it. And now that I've really put some thought into it, he also did it because Triple H right now is giving you the best wrestling on TV in NXT, and we just went through the NXT TakeOver at the beginning of this podcast, right? Makes a lot of sense. Furthermore, we know Booker T wouldn't have done it because when it comes to WWE, Booker T, you want to stay in their good graces, so I never would expect you to do no hardcore shit in Reality of Wrestling. That would upset Vince. I still love you though. And that's it. That's all. I don't expect Booker T to be shaking the ropes because he's still a WWE man, so he can't fathom coming out. Even when he responded to Leo Rush, even when whatever situation it is, Booker T will err on the side of the WWE, and it's annoying. And I don't expect it from these older guys who WWE gave them all of this money and all of this life, and it's just it's somebody else pointed it out. I love Booker, but I notice when it comes down to WWE, he always plays it safe or stays neutral. This has something inside him that pisses him off about the direction they took his character in and how Triple H did him. He would have been far greater than they allowed him to be, and everyone is agreeing with this. Somebody said Booker T is playing it correctly. You don't want to burn any bridges because you know what the future will bring, especially if you don't have any beef with either company at this side. And that's fine. That's fine, but he overdoes it. Okay? So, that's just how I feel. That's my boy in the back playing his video game if y'all hear him, so just try to ignore that. And I just want to point out before we go on to the next thing, which is the Super Showdown predictions. When I was watching NXT, I didn't think of AEW one fucking time until it was time to talk about what I had just saw. That's it. I didn't sit there and say, "Oh, AEW's going to have to go." Nope, sure didn't. Sure didn't. So I'm gonna need Booker T to be a little more objective. That's it. I love Booker. Harlem Heat. Can you dig it, sucker? It's a Super Showdown predictions.